Hey, welcome back to the Big Rand Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get right to it. Now, I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers here at the Big Rand Show, and it's all because of you guys out there watching the videos, subscribing to the channel, and everything else, and all the comments y'all have been leaving below the videos and everything. I thank you so much. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers, and to show my gratitude, I plan on doing a live stream for the Big Rand Show on a Wednesday following hitting 1,000 subscribers. It may be a week, it may be 2 weeks after, but I plan on doing so as long as I have the ability to do so and the internet holds out, because we lose internet quite frequently around here. Now, that's what I plan to do, so I guess we'll see what happens, and hopefully when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing that shortly thereafter. Now, let's get to the story of the day. Today I want to talk about the Democratic presidential hopefuls that have declared for the presidential election for 2020 against Donald Trump. Now, we got the primaries coming up, and all these people are coming out of the woodwork saying they want to run for president. So let me give you a list of some of these people. I may not go through all of them here. And then what I will do is, in a few weeks, I will start doing one by one, taking and giving a slight biography of each of the candidates, and let you know where they stand on a lot of the issues. That way, if you don't know some of these people, you don't know where some of them stand on the issues, you will know where they stand on the issues by the time the election rolls around. First off, we have Elizabeth Warren. Now, many of you know her as Donald Trump has referred to her as Pocahontas, and his terrible tweets and terrible things he's called her. And, I don't agree with the way he has treated her. I don't believe that's right. But we also know that her stories that she has told of being Native American just don't hold up to scientific muster. She has about as much Native American DNA in her as probably I do. Almost none, from what her little DNA test said. Now, sure, it's there, but it's not nearly as predominant as she claims. So I believe it's going to give her a hard time running for president. Then you have Cory Booker. Now, Cory Booker, I think, would be a great presidential candidate. I think he has a good chance, but a lot of Democrats are sour on him, and I think he's going to have a hard time in the primaries because a lot of Democrats are mad because he has ties to Big Pharma. Now, it's not like he's really sitting there a huge fan of Big Pharma, but at the same time, he does take money from them because a lot of those companies reside in New Jersey. So I don't really think it's necessarily because he's, somebody that's not going to hold them to the fire. But I believe, it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of where he comes from. Then you have former San Antonio mayor and former HUD secretary Julian Castro, who was, of course, the HUD secretary under President Barack Obama. I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was a great guy, and I would love to see him run for office, and I'd love to see him actually win. I think it would be awesome to see him as our president. He's a really good guy. Has done a lot of good work, and doesn't really have a lot of bad knocks. I just don't think he can beat Donald Trump. Now, you've also got Tulsi Gabbard. I think the one thing with her you're going to have a problem with is she's young, and a lot of people may, hold that against her. Not to mention she has some past issues, which we'll get into when I discuss her in a biography later. Some issues with her past beliefs that a lot of Democrats are going to have a hard time believing she's changed on. Now, there's a lot of people out there running. And another one that's running is a lady by the name of Amy Klobuchar. She's the first female senator from the state of Minnesota. I think that's awesome, but I think the problem she's going to have is a lack of name recognition. Because from what I've seen, if you don't live in Minnesota, you may not know a whole lot about her. But I will delve into who she is in a biography later on, and maybe, just maybe, she could be a good pick. At this point, I really don't know anything about her, so I can't really give you much information. But Senator Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota is running for president as well. And last but not least, I want to talk about, um, Kamala Harris, who's apparently, or Kamala Harris. If I'm wrong in the comments on how I pronounce her name, I'm sorry. Please don't sit there and say I'm some kind of idiot. I'm from East Texas. I don't pronounce names very well, especially when they're unfamiliar. Not to mention, I've heard it pronounced like 3 different ways. So please, if you know the proper pronunciation for Kamala Harris, however you want to pronounce it, please break it down for me in the comments. I would love to be able to have her name right by the time I do a breakdown on her, her record and her biography, because I don't want to be misnaming people. I think that's just a terrible thing to do. Same thing with Miss Gabbard before. If I'm pronouncing that first name wrong, I'm sorry. Please correct me. I'm not one that has a problem with being corrected. Now you have a number of people after that have started exploratory committees. Kristen Gillibrand, senator from New York, she has as well. And of course, my favorite candidate has already dropped out, and that was Richard Ojeda. I thought he was a perfect candidate for the job. I thought he would have been the best one running. I would have voted for him even over Bernie Sanders if Bernie Sanders jumps in the race, because I liked his no-nonsense attitude. I liked the fact that he was a veteran, and I liked the fact that he was willing to go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump in the general election. Because my problem is, I believe a lot of these others that are running might not be able to stand toe-to-toe. I believe Kamala Harris may be the only other one left who can stand toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. Anyhow, this has been the Big Rand Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. I'll see you down the road.